Risk of muscle atrophy. Do this before going to bed or you will lose muscle. As a geriatric nutrition specialist with over 15 years of experience, focusing on preventing muscle loss and muscle recovery in people over 60, I want to share with you an issue that silently occurs every night, but weakens the bodies of millions of elderly people. They report no fever, no flu, but every morning they wake up feeling exhausted, limbs weak, unable to stand steadily, and sometimes even a slight bump is enough to cause a fall. After many years of research, the medical community has named this phenomenon sarcopenia, the syndrome of muscle loss at night in older adults, and if not detected early, it can gradually cause loss of mobility, loss of independence, and increase the risk of serious falls. But the good news is, just by choosing some appropriate foods before bedtime, you can protect your muscles, improve strength, and prevent nighttime muscle loss. Right now, press the subscribe button so you won't miss any tips that help you live healthy, strong, and independent every day. Now, I want to reveal the truth about sarcopenia to you. It is not as simple as we think. It is a serious issue being warned about for elderly people from local communities to regions worldwide. Sarcopenia is a condition characterized by the gradual loss of muscle mass and function due to aging. It often does not manifest dramatically, but progresses silently and continuously. This is what concerns me most in my practice. Patients often complain that they did not even know this was a disease or that their muscles were disappearing. They just thought it was aging. I remember one patient, Mrs. Margaret, 67 years old. She was brought in by her family after a fall. She told me it wasn't due to a strong impact or someone pushing her. It was just that one morning when she woke up, her legs suddenly trembled, wobbled, and she collapsed. She said she didn't understand what was happening, as she had no illness or fever. Mrs. Margaret's story demonstrates clearly that this disease is truly frightening. It happens silently and quietly until one day you suddenly collapse and lose the independence and control you have always had. The fact is, after age 30, if no measures such as regular exercise and proper nutrition are taken to maintain muscle mass, the body begins to lose about 3 to 5% of muscle mass every decade. This process progresses silently but accelerates noticeably after age 50 and becomes common among those aged 60 to 70. What is worrying is not only the shrinkage of muscle size, but also the decline in strength and motor performance. As a result, elderly individuals tend to feel weak, tire quickly, struggle to maintain balance, and lose the flexibility they once had in daily activities. This muscle mass particularly disappears rapidly at night. Why is this so? At night, the body enters a rest and recovery state, an important time to repair damaged tissues, including muscle tissue. But in order to regenerate muscles, the body needs specific building materials, especially protein and essential amino acids. However, in older adults, the ability to synthesize protein in muscles has declined compared to younger people. At the same time, levels of growth, hormone and testosterone, key factors stimulating muscle recovery, also decrease with age. If dinner or the meal close to bedtime does not provide enough quality protein, the body will lack sufficient materials to repair muscles overnight. Worse still, during sleep to maintain minimal activity of organs. The body must take energy from muscle mass, especially if blood sugar levels drop and there are insufficient reserves. Sadly, with each passing night instead of recovering, elderly people continue to suffer silent muscle loss. You might not feel anything immediately, but after many months or years, you will notice weakness increasing, walking slower, difficulty standing up from chairs, getting tired, climbing stairs more easily. That's why many experts today emphasize the role of a protein-rich, easily digestible dinner such as eggs, fish, fresh cheese, or bone broth to feed muscles overnight. In fact, some studies have shown that consuming 20 to 40 grams of slow-digesting protein before bedtime can significantly reduce nighttime muscle loss in older adults. If daytime is when muscles are active, then nighttime is when muscles must survive between two choices, either being rebuilt or continuing to be broken down. And you are the one who decides this through what you consume before going to sleep. What if I told you that you can completely reverse muscle loss just by 8 familiar foods, as long as you eat them at the right time? Hello, I'm David, a geriatric nutrition specialist with over 15 years of experience, specializing in preventing muscle loss and muscle recovery in people over 60. In my work with over 300 elderly patients, I have witnessed things that even they, and sometimes their doctors, did not expect. Muscles can fully recover even at age 60, 70, or even 80. What I share with you today does not come from theory in books, but from clinical reality, from real results of real people who change their bodies and lives simply by understanding correctly and eating properly. Today, you will learn about 8 simple foods capable of rebuilding your muscle system while you sleep, a time when it seems your body rests but actually decides the fate of your muscles. And this is not just a list of foods. I will guide you exactly when to eat them, how much to eat, and why each type is especially effective for older adults. One of them will surely surprise you. You may already have it in your fridge and even eat it daily, but at the wrong time. Another one goes against all advice about not eating late at night. But modern research shows it is actually the most powerful food to help build muscle while sleeping. And you won't need expensive supplements or hard-to-find protein powders. All are available at supermarkets and easy to prepare. Some even help you sleep deeper and easier. By the end of this video, you'll have a detailed and clear plan that can be applied tonight, including timing, combinations, and dosages suitable for your age, condition, and health goals. But first, I want you to understand this, because when you grasp the scientific reason behind this strategy, you won't just follow out of curiosity, but do so proactively with confidence and discipline, knowing exactly what is happening inside your body. Let me start with a fact almost everyone overlooks. Your body does not completely sleep while you sleep. In fact, an amazing thing happens at night: 75% of muscle protein synthesis. The process that repairs and builds muscle occurs while you are asleep. In other words, your body builds muscle not in the gym, but at night when you are resting. But here's the problem. For protein synthesis to run smoothly, your blood needs to be full of essential amino acids, especially leucine, the switch that activates muscle growth. If muscle cells don't have enough of these materials when it's working time, they break down existing muscle fibers for nutrition instead. The result: instead of building more muscle, you silently lose precious grams every night. In young people, this process is flexible, even with little protein intake. Their bodies absorb easily and recover well. But after age 60, everything changes. We begin to develop anabolic resistance, meaning our muscle-building response to protein weakens. To effectively rebuild muscle, older adults need higher doses of protein, the right types, and at the right times. Research shows that people over 60 who supplement with high-quality protein before bedtime can increase protein synthesis by up to 22% compared to those who don't. This is not general advice. It's data measured specifically by molecular biology through dozens of studies and hundreds of real cases. But not all proteins are the same. We need slow-digesting proteins that release amino acids steadily over 6 to 8 hours throughout your sleep. Examples include casein in fresh cheese, collagen, peptides in bone broth, or well-cooked eggs, all perfect choices. We also need special attention on leucine, an amino acid directly activating muscle synthesis. Dr. Stuart Phillips, a world-leading expert in muscle physiology, confirmed that older adults need at least 2.5 g of leucine per serving to activate their muscle-building machine. And here is a very important point that few people notice. The anabolic window at night in older adults is longer. While young people only have about 3 hours, For us, the protein anabolic process can last up to 6 hours. This means if you consume the right type of protein, you will feed your muscles steadily throughout the night instead of letting your body silently eat its own muscle. Now, I want you to shatter one of the most harmful misconceptions for people over 60. You shouldn't eat after 7 p.m. This advice comes from old studies mainly on young, less active people with high metabolic rates who want to lose weight. But you and I need a completely different strategy. We cannot afford to lose more muscle. We cannot let every night pass as another weakening episode. And the solution is not eating less, but eating right, smart, and to protect muscle. The good news is, you don't need to eat a lot. No stuffing yourself, no expensive protein shakes needed. Just 20 to 40 grams of high-quality protein combined with healthy fats and some sleep-supporting foods is enough to reactivate your body's dormant recovery mechanism. And now for the most interesting part. The third food I will introduce next will shock you. I used to be met with skeptical looks by patients when mentioning it. But after just a few weeks of applying it, they slept better, felt stronger day by day, and regained strength they thought was lost forever. You also need to remember this. The digestive system never stops working while you sleep. In fact, at rest state, the body absorbs and metabolizes protein more effectively because energy is not distracted by other activities. This is no longer a tip but a strategy based on science confirmed through real patient cases. And now, let's dive into 8 foods that can change how you sleep and how your muscles recover each night. The first food, very likely it's already in your kitchen. Food number 1. Cottage cheese combined with walnuts, a duo that preserves muscles and nurtures nerves during sleep. Over 15 years working with older adults, I have always given special priority to a food I call the silent king of nighttime protein, which is cottage cheese. Do you know why it's called king? Because cottage cheese contains a special protein called casein that digests slowly but steadily. When you eat it before sleeping, it releases amino acids steadily over 6 to 8 hours, like a small stream continuously nourishing your muscles all night long. 1 cup of cottage cheese provides up to 28 g of high-quality protein and more than 3 g of leucine, enough to activate muscle synthesis mechanisms in older adults, something regular milk rarely achieves. But the magic happens when you combine cottage cheese with walnuts. If cottage cheese is the king, then walnuts are the queen of memory and nerves. This brain-shaped nut is not just a symbol, but also truly supports memory, sleep quality, and reduces systemic inflammation. They contain many polyunsaturated fats, especially omega-3 ALA, an essential fatty acid that the body cannot produce but desperately needs to protect nerve cells, reduce brain aging, and improve mood. Not only that, walnuts also contain magnesium, which relaxes muscles, stabilizes blood pressure, and helps you fall into deep sleep, something many people over 60 struggle to regain. When you combine slow-digesting protein-rich cottage cheese with walnuts rich in healthy fats and minerals, you create a perfect pair. One side feeds muscles, the other cares for nerves and sleep. Ideal portion: about 34 cups of cottage cheese with 6 to 8 chopped walnuts. If desired, you may add a bit of cinnamon, which enhances flavor and supports blood sugar balance. Note: choose cottage cheese with at least 4% fat content. Low-fat versions may sound healthy, but lack enough fat to help your body absorb and release protein steadily. The best time to eat it is 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime, not earlier or later. Food number 2. Eggs, the golden nutrient for strong muscles. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night because of muscle cramps or soreness? The feeling like someone is tightly squeezing your calf, causing you to wake up and rub it in the dark. If that sounds familiar, comment number 1, so we can tell you that perhaps you are missing something very simple and it's right there in your fridge. We just talked about cottage cheese and walnuts, a duo that helps nourish muscles, relax nerves, and improve sleep. But if you want to reduce cramps, prevent muscle loss, and enhance muscle recovery every night. There is another food. I always recommend my elderly patients eat daily eggs. One egg not only provides high-quality protein, but also delivers a perfect balance of amino acids matching the body's biological needs. This is why scientists call eggs the reference protein, the gold standard, to compare all other proteins against. Just 2 large eggs a day give you about 12 grams of complete protein, with all 9 essential amino acids components your body cannot make but absolutely needs to maintain muscle mass, repair tissues, and boost immunity. However, what makes eggs especially effective at night is not just their protein content. It lies in the presence of 2 valuable compounds, leucine and tryptophan. Leucine acts like an electrical switch that activates the muscle protein synthesis system, helping your body start repairing and rebuilding muscle tissues even while you sleep. Meanwhile, tryptophan serves as a precursor for serotonin and melatonin, 2 key neurotransmitters that help you relax, calm your mind, and naturally enter deep sleep. In other words, eating eggs in the evening helps both nourish muscles and support brain relaxation and better sleep quality. But one thing many people overlook is how egg preparation greatly affects digestion and absorption. Boiled eggs digest more slowly compared to fried or scrambled eggs. At night, what we need is slow and steady absorption. While raw eggs are absorbed in about 2 hours, a boiled egg can take 3 to 4 hours to digest, helping maintain amino acid levels in the blood longer throughout your sleep. The ideal way to prepare them is boiling for about 8 to 10 minutes so that the whites are fully cooked while the yolks remain slightly soft. You can vary boiled egg dishes to avoid boredom, for example, stuffed with a little mustard or sliced to eat with whole grain bread if you want some light energy before sleeping. A simple strategy I often recommend my patients is to boil a dozen eggs every weekend. Store them in the fridge so you always have a convenient, affordable, powerful nighttime protein source whenever needed. Regarding dosage, usually 2 boiled eggs about 45 minutes before bedtime is reasonable. For smaller individuals or those without appetite at night, 1 egg is enough, but if you are older or more active during the day, 3 eggs are perfectly fine. I still remember many of my patients shared with surprise that after just 2 to 3 weeks of eating eggs before bedtime, they no longer suffered cramps or woke up during the night. And waking up in the morning, they feel noticeably more energetic. This is not mysterious, but your body responding that you've started caring for it properly. But sometimes what the body needs isn't more protein, but gentle care for digestion, mind, and restless sleep. Food number 3. Greek yogurt with honey. Light on the stomach. Easy to sleep. Good for muscles. Many older adults tell me that they don't feel hungry in the evening, but still want to eat something light before bed. Not too heavy on the stomach. Not hard to digest. But still healthy. If you have ever felt this way, then the following dish will be perfect for you. It is Greek yogurt, combined with a small spoonful of honey. Simple, easy to make and eat, and offering more benefits than you might think. First, about Greek yogurt, this is not the regular yogurt you are used to eating. It has had the liquid whey filtered out, creating a thicker texture and nearly doubling its protein content. 1 cup of Greek yogurt can contain up to 20 grams of protein, mainly casein, a slow-digesting protein you already know is ideal for nourishing muscles overnight. But it doesn't stop at protein. Greek yogurt also contains live probiotics, beneficial bacteria that help balance your digestive system. Many people don't realize that a healthy gut is a prerequisite for good amino acid absorption. The building blocks of muscle. If your gut is weak, no matter how much protein you eat, your body cannot utilize it properly. And here lies the subtle connection between gut and muscle, what modern medicine calls the gut-muscle axis. A relatively new concept, but initial research results are promising. What about honey? Is eating sugar before bed really a good idea? Surprisingly, yes, if you use the right type, amount, and timing. Just 1 teaspoon of raw honey unprocessed is enough to gently stimulate insulin levels, helping transport amino acids into muscle cells. At the same time, honey contains natural tryptophan, which combined with serotonin released by your body afterwards, promotes melatonin production, the hormone that helps you sleep deeply and continuously. Deep sleep at night not only stabilizes your mental state, but also is when your body builds muscle most strongly. That's when protein synthesis happens robustly, as long as you supply your body with suitable materials. However, not all yogurts are good choices. You need to choose plain Greek yogurt with no added sugar, containing at least 15 grams of protein per serving, combined with raw unpasteurized honey. No more than 1 teaspoon. No added fruit or artificial sweeteners. The perfect portion is about 34 cups of Greek yogurt, plus 1 teaspoon of raw honey. If you want to enhance flavor and support blood sugar control, you may sprinkle a little Ceylon cinnamon. Nutrient number 4. Almonds and seeds. I once met Mrs. Helen, 70 years old. During a health checkup trip for elderly people in a small town in Utah, she had been retired for a few years, walking about 30 minutes every morning around her neighborhood. And in the afternoon she watered plants, pulled weeds, and tended to some tomato beds in her backyard. She said, "I don't want my body to get lazy after retirement. So every day I have to move a little," but recently she began feeling her legs much weaker. She said, "Before, walking a block was normal. Now halfway through, I'm exhausted. And when I get home, I just want to sit. At night I often have cramp sharp pain all the way to my head, especially in my right calf. Sometimes I have to get up and rub ointment for half an hour, then can't sleep at all." I asked if she ate anything light at night. She shook her head. "I'm afraid eating at night makes me gain weight, so I only drink water before bed." I gently explained that after age 60-70, the body starts losing muscle while sleeping, if not properly nourished. Cramps are not only due to dehydration, but also a sign of muscles being starved overnight. And sometimes the solution is simpler than we think. I suggested she try a small habit. Every night before bed, eat about 10 almonds, along with a small spoonful of mixed seeds, including pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and some chia seeds. If possible, combine with 1 spoonful of cottage cheese or some Greek yogurt. Almonds provide magnesium, which helps relax muscles and prevent cramps. Pumpkin seeds help the body release hormones that restore muscles overnight. Sunflower seeds protect muscles from early aging. Chia seeds provide sustained energy throughout sleep. All support your muscles even while you are sleeping. 2 weeks later, she called back with surprise in her voice. "Doctor, I did exactly as you told me, ate those nuts before sleeping. At first it seemed normal, but then I noticed no more leg cramps at night, and in the morning my legs don't feel sore anymore. Sometimes I even walk 2 blocks. Now every Sunday she prepares 7 small bags each containing a portion of nuts, so she won't forget during the week." She also added, "I never thought something so simple could keep my legs stronger than any vitamin I've ever taken." Food number 5. Turkey or chicken. The secret weapon for muscles and sleep in older adults. If you are looking for a food that both helps protect muscle mass during sleep and naturally improves sleep quality, don't overlook turkey or chicken, especially the white meat parts. This is a source of high-quality lean protein. But more importantly, it offers a dual benefit that few foods can match. Let's start with an interesting fact. Why do many people feel sleepy after Thanksgiving dinner? The answer lies in tryptophan, an amino acid found in high amounts in turkey meat. Tryptophan is a precursor of serotonin, a neurotransmitter that creates feelings of comfort and relaxation, which then converts to melatonin, the hormone regulating sleep. In other words, eating a portion of turkey in the evening not only nourishes muscles, but also activates the natural mechanism that leads you into deeper, more restorative sleep. As for chicken, especially chicken breast, you get a complete amount of protein with an ideal amino acid profile. Just 85 grams of chicken breast contains about 26 grams of protein, enough to provide materials for muscle synthesis throughout the night without overloading the digestive system. White meat has very low fat content, which makes digestion easier, a particularly important factor for older adults in the evening. But one overlooked factor is that timing is just as important as what you eat. For animal proteins like chicken or turkey, you should eat at least 90 minutes before going to bed. Not 30 minutes or 1 hour, but 90 minutes. Why? Because animal protein requires a lot of energy to digest. Eating too close to bedtime forces your body to work on digestion instead of resting and recovering. This can disrupt deep sleep cycles and affect muscle synthesis. When it comes to cooking methods, the simpler, the better. Steaming, light boiling, grilling, or stewing are all excellent choices. Avoid frying or heavily seasoning, as these may cause indigestion or disrupt sleep quality. A serving of about 85 grams of chicken or turkey breast, about the size of your palm, without fingers, is sufficient. You can pair it with a small green salad, providing additional magnesium and fiber to aid digestion and soothe the nervous system. Some of my patients have made this a long-term strategy, preparing grilled or steamed chicken breasts on Sundays, then dividing portions into containers and refrigerating them. Each night they simply reheat a portion about 90 minutes before sleep, without worrying about cooking daily while maintaining healthy habits. Dr. Robert Wolfe, an expert in protein metabolism research, demonstrated that the timing of animal protein consumption can affect muscle synthesis up to 48 hours afterward. Food number 6. Oatmeal combined with protein, the optimal nighttime recovery formula. Combining oatmeal with protein powder in the evening can be one of the most effective nutritional choices for older adults, especially if the goal is to build muscle and improve sleep quality. This is no longer just a traditional breakfast, but a powerful biological tool during the body's recovery phase. Oatmeal is a source of complex carbohydrates that digest slowly, helping stabilize blood sugar and gradually increase serotonin, a neurotransmitter playing an important role in mood regulation and sleep. Serotonin is also a precursor to melatonin, the hormone controlling the sleep-wake cycle. Maintaining stable serotonin levels in the evening helps the body transition into relaxation and facilitates deep sleep. However, oatmeal alone is insufficient. Adding protein powder to oatmeal is key to balancing slow-release carbohydrates with high-quality amino acids, especially leucine, an essential amino acid triggering muscle protein synthesis. For older adults, ideal protein powders are casein or a blend of casein and whey. Casein digests slowly, providing a steady supply of amino acids throughout the night. Whey digests quickly but is rich in leucine, helping kickstart muscle protein synthesis early on. The combination offers dual benefits: quick initiation and long-lasting maintenance. Recommended use: 1 to 2 bowls of steel-cut oats cooked with water or almond milk. Mix in 20-25 g of protein powder. Optionally, add cinnamon powder, nuts, ground flaxseed, or vanilla extract for flavor and nutrition enhancement. Best time to consume: about 60 minutes before bedtime. Reason: oatmeal requires digestion time but won't cause bloating if eaten in proper amounts. Also, this timing allows a mild insulin increase, supporting tryptophan transport into the brain, which promotes natural serotonin and melatonin production. Clinical studies show older adults consuming complex carbs plus protein before sleep have up to 30% higher overnight protein synthesis compared to those consuming only protein. This occurs because carbs prevent the body from burning protein as energy. Therefore, all consumed protein goes towards muscle repair and growth. Golden ratio: for every 1 part oatmeal, ensure at least 1 g of corresponding protein. Balancing the protein-to-carb ratio is key to optimally activating overnight recovery processes. This option suits those who don't want meat at night or are on light diets low in fat and oils. Food number 7. Fatty fish, an underrated nutrient for nighttime recovery. In the list of nighttime foods supporting muscles and sleep, fatty fish are often unfortunately overlooked. Salmon, mackerel, tuna, Sardines are not only high-quality protein sources, but also natural biological supplements that work effectively while you sleep. The key factor lies in omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA eicosapentaenoic acid and DHA docosahexaenoic acid. Unlike regular fats, EPA and DHA directly participate in muscle protein synthesis and regulate physiological inflammatory responses occurring during nighttime recovery. When you sleep, the body enters a repair phase, a natural part of recovery. However, with age, this inflammatory response can become prolonged or excessive, hindering tissue regeneration and muscle synthesis. Omega-3s from fatty fish reduce inflammation at the cellular level, allowing more effective repair while supporting cell membrane integrity and metabolic function. Just a portion of about 113 g of salmon provides around 25 g of easily digestible protein and 1.5 g of omega-3, enough to make a difference in recovery performance during sleep. Especially, fish protein is among the easiest to digest, an extremely important advantage at night when metabolism slows down. Additionally, some fatty fish like sardines provide natural vitamin D, a hormone-like nutrient, influencing muscle function and calcium absorption. Many older adults unknowingly lack vitamin D, leading to muscle weakness, reduced bone density, and metabolic disorders. Cooking methods are equally important. Boiling, steaming, light grilling, or canned sardines in water are ideal choices. Avoid fried dishes with lots of oil, heavy sauces, or spicy seasoning, as they may cause indigestion and affect sleep quality. Water-packed canned sardines without oil are a quick, convenient, and nutritious option. Just 2 small cans provide optimal protein and omega-3 for the night. Timing can affect effectiveness by up to 40%. The golden window is 75 to 90 minutes before bedtime, enough time to start digestion without feeling heavy when lying down. This timing is ideal for activating both muscle recovery processes and supporting deep sleep. Studies by Dr. Philip Calder, a leading expert on omega-3s, show that consuming EPA and DHA before sleep enhances deep sleep quality, the time when muscle protein synthesis peaks over 24 hours. This synchronization between nutrients and biological cycles is why fatty fish becomes an extremely effective nutritional strategy at night. Another notable benefit: omega-3s not only act on muscles but also improve overall health, including cardiovascular health, joints, skin, and even neural functions. These rare fats both reduce inflammation and protect cells from aging. Nutrient number 8. Special Protein Smoothie. A nighttime recovery formula tailored for older adults. When it comes to nighttime muscle recovery, many think immediately of whole foods like eggs, fish, or lean meats, but a properly designed smoothie can be the most powerful and comprehensive solution, especially when it addresses common factors hindering recovery in older adults: poor absorption, anabolic resistance, sleep disturbances, and low-grade inflammation. This formula is built from clinical practice and has proven effective for hundreds of elderly patients. 1. Liquid base. 1 cup unsweetened almond milk, a light option without lactose. Suitable for older adults with sensitive digestion or dairy intolerance. Also provides vitamin E and magnesium to support nervous system relaxation and improve sleep quality. 2. Main protein. 1 serving protein powder combining casein and whey at an 80-20 ratio. Whey rapidly activates muscle synthesis. Casein slowly releases amino acids over 6 to 8 hours, providing stable overnight supply. Faris. Leucine Boost. 1 tablespoon BCAA, or an additional tablespoon of pure whey to supplement leucine, the key amino acid overcoming anabolic resistance in older adults. Phosphor. Sleep support. 1 to 2 tablespoons. Natural vanilla extract contains plant compounds that gently relax and add pleasant flavor without affecting blood sugar. FAO. Absorption aid. 1 tablespoon MCT oil or coconut oil provides easily absorbed medium-chain fats, supporting fat-soluble vitamin transport and gentle energy supply. 6. Secret ingredient. 1. 5 tablespoons powdered glycine, an amino acid that supports deep sleep and promotes growth hormone release during deep sleep phases. This formula provides about 30 grams of complete protein, plus healthy fats and compounds that support absorption. Reduce inflammation and regulate the nervous system, equivalent to a nighttime nutritional infusion for muscles. Usage: mix the smoothie about 45 minutes before bedtime and sip slowly over 10-15 minutes to allow gradual absorption. Avoid sudden insulin spikes and promote natural sleep. Studies from the University of Exeter show that older adults using specially formulated protein smoothies can increase lean muscle mass by up to 40% compared to those consuming only plain protein. This is not an ordinary snack, but a strategic tool addressing multiple physiological barriers of aging simultaneously. You don't need to eat all 8 types of food every night. In fact, that would be counterproductive. What you need is a smart rotation system, changing protein sources while maintaining continuous stimulation. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. High protein plan. 90 minutes before bed. 3 tablespoons of turkey or chicken. 45 minutes before bed. 10 almonds with a seed mix. 30 minutes before bed. 34-cup cottage cheese with walnuts. Tuesday, Thursday. Special smoothie plan. 60 minutes before bed. Fatty fish, salmon, or sardines. 45 minutes before bed. Complete special protein smoothie. Saturday. Smart carbohydrate plan. 75 minutes before bed. Oatmeal with protein powder. 30 minutes before bed. Greek yogurt with honey. Sunday. Simple maintenance plan. 45 minutes before bed. 2 boiled eggs. 30 minutes before bed. Almonds and seeds with Greek yogurt. This protocol ensures your routine will never be boring. You will consume all essential amino acids throughout the week, optimizing different aspects of protein synthesis each night, maintaining effective digestion by varying the sources. This protocol ensures your routine will never be boring. Every night you follow this protocol is a commitment to yourself. You choose strength over weakness, proactivity over giving up. I have witnessed miraculous changes. A 75-year-old carrying their grandchild, an 80-year-old gardening every morning, a 65-year-old canceling joint replacement surgery because their legs became strong enough. After 30 days, you will feel the difference clearly. After 90 days, others will ask for your secret. And after 6 months, you will be living proof that age does not determine vitality. Action does. If this video has given you hope and a clear plan, please hit like so I know you're here, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any specific strategies to help you live more independently, strongly, and proactively every day. Remember, muscles are your medicine, your dignity, and your freedom. Start today. Your future self will thank you for it. See you in the next video.